kind of catch them flicking their ears around just to figure out what's going on.
I'm making your own stuff. Okay.
Sana means thank you, so thank you for entertaining here in Harambe. We say Twende. Twende means let's go. Woo! Jumbo everyone and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Michaela. I'm going to be your safari guide today. A few safety reminders before we head off. Please keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. And remember to remain fully seated for your safety. Now friends, if you look above your head, you're going to find an animal spotting guide up there. However, that animal spotting guide is far older than I am and it's been updated never, so it's not the most accurate, but we're going to do our best to use as many animals as we possibly can out there today. So welcome into Harambe's Wildlife Reserve. The first place we're headed is the Little Cherry Forest, which is home to animals who use their camouflage to blend in, so sometimes they can be a little bit more difficult to see, but we're going to look around and find them. Let's see, to the right hand side there is an oak copy with Bongo over here on the left hand side. Now bongos have horns that curl back inside the trees, kind of like how we would use our fingers too. Pretty cool. To the left hand side, inside of the water right there are two saddle-billed stork. Now saddle-billed stork get their names because they have a yellow saddle right on their beak. They have a wingspan of about 9 feet wide, and my favorite thing about them is that they mate for life, so once they find the one they love, they stay together forever. Now, a really easy way to tell male and female apart is by their eyes. This one up here, this is a female. She's got yellow eyes, and males have brown eyes. Pretty cool. Moving up this way, we're still looking for some friends.
I was told to call you on this round and have you listen to me coming out of Finale.
Oh, there's a rhino.
Oh, there we go. Up on the hill to the left is a black rhino. Now, black rhinos are one of the smallest species of rhinos out of all 5. They weigh about 800 to 2,000 pounds. I know that doesn't sound very small, but compared to other rhinos we should be seeing a little bit later today, they are pretty little. In 2015, black rhinos numbers were only at 5,000, pretty close to extinction, but since then they have doubled, which is incredible. There's also a greater kudu over on the hill to the left-hand side. The greater kudu has pink white stripes that go down there. That helps them blend in with the sun rays that peek through the trees. They're also one of the second longest antelope in Africa, about 6 feet tall. Alrighty folks, we're now going to head into the Safi River, which is home to semi-aquatic animals. This means these animals prefer to live in or near the water, so keep your eyes peeled for bubbles or anything moving around. There's a pretty good chance we should be seeing some hippos out here today, so fingers crossed. Let's go see. Oh, there is a hippo all the way out of the water right there in the back. Now, hippos are nocturnal animals, so seeing them out of the water like that is actually pretty cool. They're usually sleeping under the water. Also hanging out with the hippos are the pink-backed pelicans. Now, pink-backed pelicans get their names because during mating season they turn a light pink color. They blush for their crush. They're also one of the largest flight birds and one of the only pelicans that nest in trees. We're going to keep on moving this way, looking for hippos to the left-hand side now.
Oh, there's another
See
hippo.
one right over there. Like I said, hippos are nocturnal, so usually we find them under the water sleeping. They also don't prefer to swim. They're not very good at it, so instead they'll hop or they'll walk across the bottom of the floor. They get their name from the shape because the word hippopotamus is a Latin word that means river. So, anytime you see more than one hippo,
Look, there's a group of humans.
There's 2 over there.
There's humans over there. Humans.
Alrighty, we're not gonna head over this bridge. Take a look to the left and right hand side. Try to figure out what type of animal might hang out in water like this.
Crocodile. Ah! Where's the crocodile?
Alrighty, we didn't see any, but does anyone know what type of predator might like to hang out in more shallow water? Go ahead, shout it out.
Crocs.
Yeah, the Nile crocodile. So Nile crocodiles average to be about 16 feet long. That's almost as tall as a giraffe gets. So if a giraffe decided to lay next to a crocodile, they would be about the same length, which is pretty cool. Alrighty, we're now making our way into the savannah, which is a totally different ecosystem trees are also known as the tree of life. They supply water for all the animals in the savannah, and they also make pretty good homes. Sometimes you'll hear people call them upside down trees. Now, obviously they are not actually upside down, but they look like they are because they're leafless for 9 months out of the year. We're gonna make our way down this way. Another difference about the ecosystem here in the savannah are the animals. The animals rely a lot more on their sizes and their numbers to defend themselves, which is really important because they don't have the camouflage or the places to hide like all the other animals we have already seen today. And I always like to ask, is this anybody's first time on the safari? Yay! Well, welcome you guys. I hope we're having fun so far. I also hope we continue to see some more animals that you don't get to see every day. It's a pretty unique opportunity. It does look a little bit empty right now, but as we go around, we should be getting closer to some super cool animals. We're gonna make our way a little further up here. Alright, over here to the left-hand side. Under that smaller green tree, they're a little bit hard to find. Those are African painted dogs. Now, African painted dogs get their names because the spots on their back look like paint splatters. You might think they're hyenas, however, they are not. They are part of the canine family, and your dog's part of the canine family, so pretty closely related to your dog at home. However, they are not as cuddly as your dog at home. They are part. They are the most successful predator here in Africa. They actually hunt in packs and can run about 40
The
miles
bushes
per hour.
need cutting. That we can see. There
There's
you
some
go.
zebras over to the left-hand
Look, I
side,
am zebra.
along with some stable antelope. Now, a group of zebras is called a dazzle. When they run together, you can't tell the difference between where one zebra starts and where one zebra ends. This is called the dazzling effect. Along with those sable antelope horns are about 5 feet long and they use them to protect themselves. They're one of the only species in a fight or flight situation that actually will fight and defend. Because of this, we've made them the emblem of Harambe. They dignify strength, which is something that is pretty important to us out here. Alrighty, we're coming up a little closer this way, see what else might be around. Now, zebras have really unique stripes, just like our fingerprints. Not one zebra has the same stripe pattern. The first few hours of a zebra's life is used and basically relies on them memorizing their mom's stripe pattern. Alrighty, around the corner here, I'm seeing some springbok on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay. The other one.
Alrighty, now springbok are the smallest antelope in Africa, but don't let their size fool you. They can run about 55 miles per hour. And they also do this really cute thing called pronking, where they'll hop up and down and run all over the place. This is their version of the zoomies, and it quite literally looks like they've got little springs in their feet the way they hop up and down. And it's pretty cute. Looks like we're making a little bit closer over here to some giraffes. Looks like the giraffes might be in the road. There's a pretty high chance of that. They're very good at standing in the road and blocking traffic. It's called a giraffic jam out here.
Giraffic jam. Nice one.
Yes, yes. Now, giraffes are about 18 to 20 feet tall when they're fully grown, and when they're born, they stand at about 5 to 6 feet tall. Now, that's already taller than the average human, so it's pretty cool that they're so large. As we make our way this way, you might get a small opportunity to see a baby giraffe. I don't know for sure, but you'll definitely recognize it. She's about 7.5 feet tall. She's pretty little. She was born 2 months ago.
There it is. Giraffic Park.
This one's not a baby. We actually have one smaller than this one. There are some Ankole cattle in the trees over there to the right-hand side. Ankole cattle have really long horns. They're 6 to 8 feet long from tip to tip. They actually are made out of the honeycomb-like structure of their blood vessels. Their blood vessels help cool them off or warm them up depending on the temperature outside. There we go. There's the super little baby over here to the
Oh,
left.
there's towers. A tower.
Now, a group of giraffes is called a tower.
Look at the baby giraffe.
Giraffes only sleep for about 30 minutes a day. They don't do it all at once either. They do it in small time increments, kind of like a bunch of power naps. Over here to the right-hand side, there is an eland. Eland are the largest antelope in Africa. They stand at about 6 feet tall at the shoulder, and they can jump 5 feet in the air from a standing position.
Look, another eland.
Alright, folks, as we're headed into this next area, we're heading into elephant country. Now, a really good way to recognize that is based off of all the knocked over trees. Elephants can take out entire forests with just their bodies based off of how large they are. So we're going to head on in and talk about that in just a second here. There is an elephant to the right.
Look, an elephant, Clam. There's an elephant there. Clam, there. Elephant.
Now, female elephants spend their entire lives with their moms, and males spend about 12 to 15 years. Now, 12 to 15 years is a really long time for an elephant and a mammal to hang out with their mom. It's the second longest time period that a mammal does. They fall second place to humans, who I would like to say spend about 18 years with their moms. But if I could spend forever with my mom, I definitely would. Alrighty, folks, we're gonna keep on going this way. Like I said, as we were pulling in, elephants take out entire forests with just their bodies. This makes them what we call a keystone species. Now, keystone basically just means that they unintentionally help thousands of other animals in their area thrive based off of something they do every single day. And just like the elephant, you can also be a keystone species. There's just one difference, and that is intention. You can intentionally change the things you do every single day to help out the environment around you. So next time you're drinking a can of soda, just recycle it. Or next time you're brushing your teeth, turn the water off and don't leave it running. There's so many things we can do every single day to help out the environment around us. And it's not by chance that we get to help out, but it is by choice. So definitely choose to, because every day, each and every one of us can help out this world we live in. Alrighty, folks, we're not going to head over this way, see what else is going on around. We are seeing some red clay, which is a pretty good sign that we should see some more elephants. To the right-hand side, there are some tusk marks. Elephants like to eat red clay. It provides nutrients that their daily diet does not provide, kind of like how we take supplements. So there's a little baby over there to the left-hand side. She's about 2 years old. Now, one of my favorite facts about elephants is that their gestational period, which is how long they're pregnant for, is 22 months. Pretty crazy. That's a really long time to be pregnant. Keep on heading this way. Now, elephants, they have thousands of muscles in their trunks. They actually have more muscles in their trunks than we do in our entire bodies. I always like to say, if you're going to the gym and training to have an arm wrestle with an elephant, I recommend you give up, because you're not going to win. They're just really, really strong animals. They use those trunks for everything: eating, drinking, playing, and everything in between. However, the process of learning how to use those trunks is pretty extensive. Super young babies will sit there swinging their head around, trying to figure out what is connected to their face. Alright, as we move further this way and around the corner, we should begin to see some new friends. There's a few more elephants up ahead, not in the greatest view, but you still will be able to see them. And also some greater flamingos. Tell these flamingos are greater because they are a lighter pink color. Lesser flamingo are a darker pink color. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyant. You are currently looking at a flamboyant flamingo. Say that 5 times fast. Flamingos are not naturally that pink color. They get their color from beta carotene, that's in their food, such as crustaceans. And baby flamingos are gray, fluffball. Takes them a few years to get that pink color. Now, a flamingo in captivity has an average lifespan of about 34 years, which is pretty incredible. Alrighty, folks, we now are heading into the east side of the savannah. You're going to see a lot more trees. We're kind of going to go back into that camouflage vibe, so look around the trees. Some of these animals are really easy to see because of how large they are, and others not. so much. Try and find them all. Now there is a mud bubble over here to the left-hand side. That's a pretty good sign that we should get to see some white rhinos. The rhinos like to roll around in the mud. It protects their skin from the sun and from bugs. This is really important because even though they have really thick skin, it is really sensitive. So it's important that they have a way to protect themselves, kind of like a sunscreen or a bug repellent. Now I'm not seeing these rhinos in this area, so we are going to keep on pushing forward. Let's see who's over here. There are some cheetahs up on the hill to the left-hand side. Now, cheetahs are really fast animals, which is something we all know. But did you know that they don't roar like your typical big cat? They meow and they purr just like your house cat at home. They also have semi-retractable claws that act as traction when they run lightly. It's when we play soccer or football. Cheetahs are really fast animals. They run about 60 to 70 miles per hour, but they don't have the best stamina. So they can run fast, they just cannot hold that speed for a very long period of time. There's another one up here. Now you might get a small glimpse of those black stripes that go down their face under their eyes. That's actually because they hunt during the day. The black stripe helps reflect the sun like sunglasses. Alrighty folks, making our way forward, we're seeing some copy rocks. This is a really good sign that predators might hang out here. The higher up they get to go, the better they can see the savanna and any potential prey. So sometimes they say, let's go see what's lying around, but when those rocks get really hot, the lions, they don't like to hang out on them. They also rest for about 16 to 20 hours a day. So
those are the rhinos.
To do that in a more shaded area. But that's okay because there are some rhinos over here on the right-hand side, so we're not gonna see nothing. Now, as we go around these rocks up here, we are gonna get a much better view of the rhinos. However, those are white rhinos. They gallop up to 35 miles per hour, which is really fast considering they weigh about 5,000 to 6,000 pounds. They really are just big, friendly giants, though. We're gonna make our way around here and we'll see them again. Don't you worry. We're not seeing any lions, but that is okay. Hakuna Matata, as they say.
Oh, I saw one. I saw an awesome one.
We are seeing some warthogs over here, though. They're gonna be on the left-hand side.
Look, a rhino is blocking the road.
Now, warthogs have two sets of tusks. The bottom is for digging and the top is for protecting themselves. They're also one of the largest burrowing animals.
Ryan, look, rhinos in
There's an ostrich over here to the left-hand side. Ostrich have gray feathers. That means that's a female. Males have black feathers. And they're also the fastest running two-legged animals. They're pretty quick. And the rhinos over on the right-hand side.
Rhinos.
Now, rhinos actually don't have the best vision. They actually use their hearing for pretty much everything. You kind of catch them flicking their ears around just to figure out what's going on.
Rhino.
Make sure we're not making noises at the animals, friends.
Hi, Rhino.
No noises towards the rhinos, friends. No noises. To the right-hand side, you're going to see some ostrich eggs. Now, ostrich lay their eggs all in a group and keep the most dominant one in the center to help protect them. Female ostrich will still lay their eggs even if there's no males around. They're just infertile, which is no big deal. Ostrich eggs weigh about 3 to 4 pounds, which is almost as much as 25 chicken eggs and an average sized adult human, just like you and I, could stand on those eggs and they would not crack. They're really strong shells. We're now heading to Magadi Glen, which is where the warden lives, and the warden typically asks us to check up on the goats before we head back to the village, so that's exactly what we will be doing. Now folks, these are Nigerian dwarf goats, so you might think that they're super tiny and cute and baby and little, which they are super tiny and cute and little, but they're not babies, they are full grown. Now the warden keeps them around because they produce a really sweet milk that makes good soap and good cheese, and they're also pretty good at mowing the lawn. Now you might see the goats over there in the truck. Those are safari guides in training, so your next safari guide might be a goat. Alrighty friends, with all that being said, we saw a lot of animals today. I hope you saw your favorite. I sure saw mine, the white rhino. If you're wondering how you can help, there are so many ways you can do so, and one of those is research. You can research any of the animals you saw today or any animal you're interested in because they all need your help. You probably are already helping. For example, I use a reusable water bottle every single day, which helps out a lot more than you realize. And if you want to help while you're here at the park, you can head to Starbucks and purchase a flat white latte. Those have found cotton top tamarins in the wild who really need our help because recent reports show that their numbers are only at 7,500, which is not a lot. Now friends, if you are a wilderness explorer riding along today, you have been riding the Simba one. Thank you so much for joining me. So with Harambe and Suhini needs to come together, so the boys come together and talk about these animals that we know and love so dearly. And I really hope they inspired you today as much as they inspire me every single day. Now I have made it back to the village, which means that our time together is coming to an end. However, there are so many other ways you can see animals while you're here at the park. I always recommend heading down Sinkhole Falls and Maharaj Jumbo Trek, both are really good ways to see some more animals here at the park. There's self-paced walking trails and just overall really good, cool new animals that you didn't get to see with me today. Now folks, here in Harambe, we do not like to say goodbye. It is far too final and far too sad. So instead we say Kwaherini, which means to go well. So friends, be sure to go well, go wild, and most importantly, go make a difference out there. Again, my name's Michaela. I come from Prescott, Arizona. And it was an honor being your tour guide today. Thanks for joining me out here. On the right, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors next to you are sliding open, and watch yourself out.
Huh? Nope.
You want to buy some
What's that ice cream?
Do you want to eat?
No. Yeah.
Harambe Market na lang.
Okay.